start sitting. You can sit however you want, cross-legged, kneeling, on blocks, whatever suits you. This is Little Mister, if you're new to me. He's happy that you're here too. All right. Let your hands rest on your legs, wherever it is that you are. And then gently, with a connection of your hands on your legs, just draw the spine lightly upward. And as you draw upward, notice if that results in like a puffing of the front rib cage, and just see if you can soften it slightly without like restraining it, just soften it. And we use this first moment always to arrive on our mat, in our bodies, in our being, Let that resonate for a moment. Not just your physical body, in your being. With your mind, in your heart, your emotions. For some people, the idea of setting an intention is very useful. For others, it's just like words. So if it helps you, set an intention for your practice today. If it's just words, just let it fall back. So as with all things in this practice, I give you an offering. You take on the things that suit you, that work for you, and you let the other things fall to the side. We'll talk a bit about intentions as we move through our practice today. Take your right hand off to the side, sweep your left arm up and over, and just get a nice big side bend here. And so one of the most tangible ways of connecting with intentions is with our physical body, because it's very specific. And so with intention, placing this right hand down, with intention reaching this left arm up and over. The intention being to root and to expand. Rise up through center. So our actions have to meet and match our intentions for us to be successful. So rooting down into this left hand, sliding this right hand higher, and expanding the right side of the body. And if you did set an intention for your practice today, maybe just coming on to the idea of what actions can help to facilitate that intention. I'm a fan of examples. I need examples. So an example of that might be if your intention is to have a clearer mind by the end of the practice, your actions might be to hone the mind to the breath over and over and over again. Inhale, rise back up. And sometimes even despite our best actions and intentions, we miss. But it's in the work that we benefit. Draw your hands into your heart. Take a pause here. And then come to your hands and your knees, please. Hands and knees. Hands right under the shoulders, knees directly under your hips. Anything that's in the ground, plant it down. Make a nice strong connection. And then we're just going to shift side to side, right and left, left and right. Taking that side bend into your torso here. And then maybe start to pass through cow and cat here, while still perhaps allowing that side bend to happen. And then give yourself lots of freedom to move however it feels good, changing directions, bending the elbows, shifting the hips. This is 100% free form. There's no alignment to it. You can't be wrong. It's just movement and breath. It's just movement and breath. Yeah. Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Then start to walk the hands a little bit more forward. Shift forward, and then lower to your belly with control. Keep the hands under the shoulders, so rather than back by the ribs, keep them under the shoulders. Push the tops of the feet down, and then just curl the heart forward. Hug the elbows in, draw the shoulders back. Push the tops of the feet down. One more breath in, and then simply soften down. Take your hands off your mat, so wide, maybe a little further back, like chest line, and then hug the elbows back, push into the fingertips, start to curl the chest forward, and then maybe lift a little higher. You might want to dip one shoulder in, a little side to side here, whatever feels good. You're just exploring the beginnings of back bends. And then release back down through center. Bring the elbows under the shoulders. Tuck the toes and come up into a forearm plank. Push into the base of the big toe. Push into the pinky toe. Outer hips gently in. Thighs engaging. Knees are accessible here. So if it feels like too much right out of the gate to come into the toes, no problemo. Keep the knees down. Broaden the collarbones. Broaden the upper back. Allow the gaze to travel a little forward of your thumbs, of your index fingers. And then release the hips down carefully. Slide the hands back towards the ribs more. Cobra or upward facing dog, you choose. Downward facing dog, exhaling. Palm the floor. Outer upper arms gently pressing toward the ears. Inner upper arms pressing away from the ears. Equal opposition. Right leg back with an inhale. Keep your legs straight. Turn the hips open if it's okay. And then lift the leg a little higher. Keep the shoulders square to the top of your mat. And then bend the right knee. Circle the ankle. And reverse it. Come back through neutral. Right knee into your chest, right foot next to your right hand. Left knee down. Shifting back. Shifting forward. If you have blocks and it gives you more freedom, by all means use them. Beautiful. Come forward, push into that front foot, rise up. Vinyasa. Back toes can be tucked or back toes can be pointed. Your call. Energetically pull that front foot toward the back of the mat as you push it down into the floor. And then do the opposite with the back leg. Push it down and draw it forward. Hands come down. Left hand floor or block. Option to take the left foot with your right hand. If it doesn't serve you, you just leave it off. It's just an offering. And then roll the right shoulder open. You can do the same thing with the right hand on the right thigh and then roll the shoulder open to give yourself some space. So if this foot connection doesn't work, you skip it. If you're taking it, what's the intention behind this action? Open up the chest, find a connection, close this energy chain. One last inhale. Release the foot if you have it. Bring the hand around. Step back to plank. Chaturanga or the floor, exhaling. Up dog or cobra, inhaling. Downward facing dog with your exhale. Right leg stretches back. Keep the legs straight. Start to turn the hips open. Balance the shoulders. Lift the leg a little higher. Notice how the right shoulder wants to dip down. Lift it up. And then bend the knee if it feels good. Circle the ankle. Reverse it. Come back through center. Knee into chest. Place your left foot forward. Right knee down. Blocks if you want. Shifting back. Drawing forward. Shifting back. And drawing forward. Move in accordance to your breath. You're not matching your breath to the movement, you're matching the movement to your breath. Your breath is the queen bee. All other things follow the queen bee, right? We're here to serve the queen bee. Next time forward, stay there. Sweep the arms up. So just as we did on the first side, drawing the legs in a scissoring action toward each other to get a lift in the pelvic floor, to get a lift upward in the torso, and to naturally kind of balance the hips. Last inhale. Come forward. Right hand down, block or floor. Left hand can stay on the left thigh and just twisting open, opening up that left shoulder. Or take the left hand back to the right foot. Allow the left shoulder to open. You're gently pulling and pushing simultaneously. Last inhale. Release it around. Step back to plank, inhaling. Chaturanga or the floor, or skip it. Up dog or cobra. And downward facing dog with your exhale. Pause in your breath. Inhale, rise high. Bend your knees, look forward, bring your feet up to your hands. Lengthen halfway with the breath in. With the breath out, fold down deeply. Root into the feet, sweep the arms wide if you've got the space to rise up to stand. And draw the hands to your heart with your exhale. Pause, stay here on the inhale. Stay for an exhale. One more breath here in stillness. Inhale. And exhale. Release your hands down. Inhale, reach up, rise up. Follow the breath down, exhaling to fold forward. Inhale, half forward fold, lengthen the spine. Plant your hands in the ground, chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, rise. And downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, look at the space between your hands, bring your feet there. Halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. Rise, inhale. Hands into your heart, exhale. Inhale, rising up, really nice. Exhale, bow. Inhale, offer your heart, draw the gaze forward, chaturanga, exhale. Open the heart and rise. The exhale brings you to downward facing dog. Lift your heels, inhale. Bend your knees, exhale. Feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. Rise, inhale. Draw your hands into your heart, exhale. Inhale. Salute upward. Exhale, bow forward. Heart forward, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Offer your heart, cobra or up dog. Down dog, exhale. Right leg back, inhale. Exhale, knee into your chest. Place your foot forward. Straighten the front leg. Pause. Bend the front knee, crescent, rise up. Same energy as Anjaneyasana, yeah. Take your right hand to your left hamstring. Yep, and then reach that left arm up. Gently turn open to the right. Allow this right shoulder to soften down. Yes, very nice. One more inhale. Release the hands around. Step back to plank and lower down chaturanga. Open up, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Straight back, left leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee into your chest with control. Place that left foot forward. Straighten the left leg. Use blocks if you need to. Bend the front knee. Lift the pelvis, lift the spine, crescent pose. Draw the feet toward each other. Yes. Very nice. Left hand drops back into the right hamstring and start to turn the torso over to the left. And a nice big side bend, reaching that right arm up and back. Last inhale, bring the hands around, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, rise, downward facing dog, exhale. Using your breath, using your body, lift your heels high. Bend your knees, however you need to get there, walk, step, or jump, but use the legs, load the legs, feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. Chair, inhale. Balance your weight in your feet. As you press up to stand, pick up your left knee. Rise up. Take this left foot back behind you. Bring your knees to meet. So, knees meet. Yep. Yeah, perfect. Just like that. And then really curl that left heel toward your sitting bone. This might be enough. If you want, reach your left hand down for your left foot, but you're going to keep this position. So we're not kicking the foot back, we're not tipping over, we're not moving the knees away from each other. Knees stay together, tailbone softens down, pubic bone lifts toward belly button. Can you grow any taller? Grow a ½ inch right now. Do it. Done. Beautiful. Last 2 breaths if you have the foot. Bring your hands into your heart. Push your left foot back, warrior 3. So many ways to be in warrior 3. One of my favorite versions is with blocks supported here. If you don't have blocks, you can bring your hands to the floor. If you prefer, hands at your heart or maybe arms overhead. Pin this right hip in, draw up on the right leg. Yes, beautiful, beautiful. Yes. So good, so good. And then chair pose, inhale. So well done, yes. Recenter, reset. Breathe into the side ribs, breathe wide, and inhale, receding in on the exhale. Yeah. Press into the left foot, lift the right knee up, rise up to stand. Take this foot back, bring the knees together, second side. We started with just the legs. And then you can reach back for that foot if you want. And you can like shift to get the foot. You don't have to be like a cyborg. Good, yeah. And then the knees stay together. Tailbone lengthens. Pubic bone lifts. Pin that left hip in. Steady your gaze, steady your breath. Check in with the right shoulder if you have that foot. Can you open the shoulder a little more? Are you like bearing down in the shoulder? See if you can just let it open. Not passively, but without a huge resistance. You're going to bring your hands into your heart. You're going to start to push that right foot back. Virabhadrasana 3. Hands can be at heart. Hands can come down to a block or to 2 blocks. And the reason I love the version with your hands down on blocks or on the floor is it gives you some feedback where your shoulders are in space, thereby your torso, and that leads into your hips. You don't have to be rigid about squaring your hips to the ground. This is a tough pose, but just getting some of that feedback gives you a sense of where you are in space. Come back to chair. Hands into your heart, left arm outside your right thigh. Let's take a twist here. Opening up to the right. Maybe left hand comes down, right hand up. You can use a block with that. One more inhale. Forward fold, Uttanasana, forward fold. Release the head, release the neck. Come back into chair, inhale. Hands into your heart, right arm outside your left thigh. Twisting to the left. If you want, put a block on the left side of your left foot, and then bring the right hand down, floor or block, left hand up. You don't have to open up the arms. It's just an option. Cha-cha, yes, yes. Come back to chair in the center. Forward fold, exhale. Pause here. Come halfway with your inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Rise, up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog, exhale. Right leg reaches back with your inhale. Straight down the center, place your right foot. Use blocks if needed. Straighten both legs, pull the heart forward. Bend the right knee. Rise up, crescent pose. Lift up the pelvis, lift up the spine. Take the right hand to the left thigh. Lift up and back. Beautiful. Come around, come around. Left hand's gonna reach forward. Find a block if you need it. Right hand's gonna stay up. You're gonna pick up that left leg and come into revolved half moon. Beautiful. Push the right foot down, stretch the left leg back. Use your left hand to get more energy up that right arm. Roll the right shoulder open. Come to chair at the top of your mat. Right knee lifts up. Bring your right foot back. Take hold of your right foot with your right hand if it's okay. And then this time start to push the foot back and start to hinge forward. Nadarajasana. From here we open into warrior three. So you release that right foot, extending forward. And then both hands down to the ground, please. Take a moment here in standing splits. This is perfect. This does not have to change. If you're a handstander and you want to get some time in your hands, you're going to bend your left knee. You're going to let this right leg drop down a little bit and just take a couple little bounces here, maybe just barely getting that foot up off the ground. Maybe you're looking for an L, or maybe you're finding a full handstand. Yes. Oh, yes. You've got about 4 more breaths here. And then everyone, you still have a couple breaths, but you're going to meet with your feet together, top of the mat. Forward fold. And then we come to chair with an inhale. Start to sink down. If you can't sink low because your knees hurt or your ankles won't let you, no big deal. Find your way to seated however you want to get there. Come into Navasana boat pose. Lower to your back. Bring your hands behind your head. Side to side. You've done a lot of these in your lifetime, I'm going to guess, unless you're like 12. I'm serious about that. Yeah. Find something new today in this. Can you bring your rib cage toward that opposite thigh? Maybe straighten the legs. Maybe work the arms long. Challenge yourself, but also take it easy if you need it to be easy. Yes. Stay in the breath. Stay in the breath. Beautiful. Beautiful. Don't stop, don't stop. Come through center, hold low boat. Rise up to boat. We're going to make our way to chair pose in a moment, If you want to roll back and roll up into chair, you'll do that. If you want to just find your way to chair, however you want to, we go now. Hands come down to the ground, knees come into your triceps. Maybe you lift off, maybe you just take the gaze a little forward and send your hips to the sky. If you're lifting off, hollow the belly. Think of that low boat, and then lift the feet up. When you're ready, Vinyasa or down dog. From down dog, left leg stretches back. Place your left foot forward. Straighten both legs, pull the heart forward. Bend the left knee. Keep that back foot active. Rise to crescent. Left arm comes back to the right hamstring. Turn and reach back. And then take it forward. Right hand reaches for a block or for the floor. Right leg lifts, spine reaches forward. So reach the right foot away from the crown of the head and then start to turn to the left. And the left hand to the sky. Use the right hand down to get more leverage to turn open. Yes. Yes. Really nice, really nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Bring your feet together, come around into chair. Pick up your left knee, rise up. Take this foot behind you, maybe taking the foot, Nadarajasana. So even though that left shoulder is rolling open, can you draw the actual physical shoulder forward? Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're going to open this up into warrior three. So just releasing that foot, any arm variation. And then standing splits. Stay in standing splits. Think of it as a single leg forward fold. Let the head drop. If you want, getting into your hands, plant the hands, bend the right knee. Start to shift toward the fingertips. And take a couple little hops here. You've got some time. Feet come together. Chair. Beautiful. Beautiful. Hands down. Knees into triceps. Optional bakasana. Always optional. And then when you're ready, chaturanga. Rise and open. And downward facing dog with your exhale. Really nice. Pause in your breath. Everything you need is in your breath. It's in your body. It's already in your head. I promise you. Just trust. Move with your breath. Move with my words. Add things in. Take things out as you need or don't need them. Right leg back, inhale. Exhale, place your foot between your hands. Straighten the front leg. Bend the front knee. Rise to crescent. Take the right hand back, expand open, and then draw forward. Revolve to half moon, left hand down. Option to bend this left leg. Find the foot, kick it open. Yes. And then right into chair. Right knee lifts up. Bring that right foot behind you. Consider taking the foot, open through Nada Rajasana, into warrior three, and into standing splits, or into a handstand. And then we take it back, chaturanga. Rise, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Three-legged dog, left leg back, inhale with control. Exhale, place your foot. Straighten the front leg. Pull the heart forward. Keep that energy. Bend the front knee, rise up to crescent. Left arm back. Follow through. And then reaching forward. Revolve to half moon. Option to take the right foot. Kick it away. And then chair. Left knee lifts. Nada Rajasana, take the foot, or not. Warrior three. Hands down. Pause here, or kick it up. Yes. And then Vinyasa, beautiful, Lydia, yep. Move through and come into downward facing dog. Nice, Lisa. Lydia, Lisa, you guys are next to each other. It's like you're in the studio. Beautiful. Smooth out your breath. Shift forward to plank. Carefully lower to your belly. If I've got anybody in class who's pregnant, you can side lie. By the way, that would have been helpful to know, but you can side lie and do this way instead. Otherwise, you're here. You're gonna take your left hand, you're gonna turn it in and put your forehead on your hand. Bend your right knee. You may or may not get your foot. It's totally fine if you can't get your foot. I want you to know that. It's totally fine. If you don't have your foot, you can stack both hands and just pull the foot in toward the leg. If you have a strap or a towel, you can put it around the foot. And if you can find the foot with your hand, you're gonna take the foot, roll the right shoulder open, and then start to pull the foot toward your hip. Lengthen the tailbone toward your left heel. And gently draw the belly away from the ground, energetically. Yeah, so a lot of things are just energetic, they're not actual physical movements. So energetically, it is physical, we're moving the belly away from the floor, but it might not come off the floor. But it's the energy of lifting it up. Last breath here. Release. And then we switch. Tailbone toward your right heel. Right leg nice and strong. So the leg that's extended, still working. Gently release the leg. Stack both of your hands. Lift both legs up. Keep your forehead down. Release both legs down. Float your upper body up. Hands come with the forehead. And then release it down. Arms reach overhead. Inhale, upper body, lower body, lift off the ground. Release back down with an exhale. We'll repeat that, or if you're comfortable in Dhanurasana, we're moving in that direction. Inhale, rising up, lifting Shalabhasana. And then if you want, bend both the legs, reach back for your feet. And now using this connection, the intention of placing the body in this physical, actionable position is to create this beautiful loop of energy that you can push the feet into the hands hold on, the chest opens. Last inhale, release down, completely let go, pause. It's important to receive the feedback from these poses and not just to, Gary, this one's for you, snowplow your way through them. We've got to get the feedback so that you know how to adjust or to skip. Repeating Shalabhasana or coming back up for Dhanurasana. Lift the legs, lift the arms, yes, beautiful. Maybe reach back for your feet, really good. And then use that. So beautiful, yes. Check in with your breath. In the ribs, the side ribs, the back ribs. Your exhale brings you down. Beautiful. Take a full pause. We've got one more. If you don't need one more, if it doesn't serve you, you can come into child's pose, or you can bend your knees and take your feet side to side. But if you're down to come with me one more time, let's go. Bend the legs. So first, when you pull the heels in, that gives you more ability to find the feet, and then to reverse the direction. Pushing the shins away from the chest, the feet away from the shoulders. Releasing it down. And then child's pose, pressing back. If you don't like child's pose, pick something else that feels good here. Rise to hands and knees. Step your right foot forward. Get some blocks if you've got them. Straighten the front leg. We're going to take a hold in either Ardha Hanumanasana, so half splits here. This can start to deepen if you so choose. to any amount that feels good for you. Blocks are fantastic here. You can also start to work deeper into your splits without going all the way by using a block under the hip and under the hand to be supported. So this pose is based a little bit on a leap of faith, leaping across the heavens to get to the one you serve, you love. In the physical aspects, take care of yourself. It doesn't have to be a leap of faith that you're going to catch on. Use props to make it more accessible. Little Mister agrees. Energetically, the front foot and the back leg are drawing toward each other, just like we do in all those standing poses. This is your last full breath here. Good. If you're in a full version, push down to lift up, help that leg. Rebend the front leg. Single leg pigeon unless you need another variation. Walk that foot across. We're still on the right side. You can use a block under your hip if you'd like. Your shin never has to be parallel to the front of your mat, ever. If you're feeling like you just can't find your center, pull your foot back a little more. Rock around a little bit. Find where you are in fact centered. And then breathe. Use the back leg. Stretch the big toe back a bit more. Outer ankle inward. This pose is perfect. This pose does not need to change. I'm going to give you an offering. You'll take it if you want it. You leave it if you don't want it. Little mister, you're going to have to move, bud. Come over here. If you want, you'll bring your hands under your shoulders and you can watch to see, or you can just completely ignore me. Tuck the back toes up. Bring the right knee to the right tricep. Extend the leg. Lifting off, and then maybe lifting that left leg up and pulling the foot toward the hip. So if you need a little more hot, a little more juice, go for it. If not, if you're happy where you are, you stay there. You got about 5 more breaths. Yeah. Yeah, I got a couple takers. I love it. And then carefully come back onto hands and knees. Carefully, yes. Back to hands and knees. So good. If you want to take a vinyasa, you're welcome to. Beautiful. And then we do this on the other side. Left leg comes forward first. Half splits. Full splits. Something in this family here that feels good to you. And again, if you have blocks, you can bring a block under the left hip to kind of give yourself that support. You can adjust the length of your stance accordingly. And then I like this right hand, if you have a second block, on so that you have some stability. Good. When the variations are being offered to you, for some of us, splits are just not accessible and they're not going to happen probably ever in your lifetime. And it doesn't mean that you didn't work hard enough. Some of us are just born being able to do certain things because some of our joints are hypermobile, and it's fantastic. Wonderful. Doesn't matter either way. The intention behind the pose here, open up that left hamstring. Lengthen the spine. Ease in the breath, ease in the mind, ease in the body. That doesn't mean easy, ease. So where do you find that? Because my joints are super loose and hyperextended and all that good stuff, I'm being sarcastic, I often get more out of the half version than the full version. So think about that. Sometimes the more grandiose version isn't always better for your body. Sometimes it is. I can't tell you. You're going to draw back if you're in the full version. You're going to bend the front leg, walk the foot across, and we come to single leg pigeon, and do the same thing. So if you find like you've got your foot way up here and you're just struggling to get in, bring the foot back. Move around a little bit, find your center, then you can readjust. And when I say find your center, that you feel that you're balanced from right to left. Sometimes on your body it does feel better to sit off into your left hip, and that's okay. Intentionally, what are we looking to get out of this? Opening up the front of the right hip a little bit, the outer left hip, creating stability, so pushing down into the pinky toe of that left foot, pushing into the back foot, lengthening the big toe behind you. And if this is enough, you'll just stay here. You're perfect. If you want an arm balance, a little more juice, a little more heat, you'll tuck the back toes, you bring that left knee to the left tricep, think chaturanga in the arms. And then lift up and maybe bending that back leg like a little scorpion, bringing that right foot toward the back of your head. Yeah. Yes, yes. Yes, Lucas. Beautiful, Samantha. These look fantastic. Yeah, James. Beautiful. When you're ready, either a vinyasa or just come back onto your hands and your knees. Well done. And then from hands and knees, right arm is going to slide under this left arm. Bring your right temple, your right cheekbone to the ground. Push your feet down. Stretch your hips straight back. So notice if you want to swing to one side, try to pull straight back. Maybe left arm extends overhead. 2 more breaths here. Come back through center. Upper body, thread the needle. Other side, left arm reaches to the right. Notice the tendency of the hips to swing off to the side. Push the feet down. Toes pointing straight back. Imagine you have a block between your ankles and your feet can't move in toward each other. Maybe the right arm reaches overhead. Good. Draw back up through center. Make your way onto your backs, please. Apanasana, knees to chest. Give yourself a good squeeze. If this is comfortable, stay here. Happy baby if you prefer. And then from there, if you'd like, straighten out the legs, extending the heels away from the socket of the hip. And then if your leg's extended, draw back in. Simple twist, knees right, left arm out to the side. If there's a variation on the twist that you like, go for it. Come back through center, second side. And then back through center. Choose how you'd like to finish your practice. Shavasana, seated in meditation, legs up the wall, whatever sounds appealing to you now. Release your eyes, release your breath, release your fingertips, your jaw, lips, throat. Allow your breath to gently deepen. And then whatever pathway is best for you, make your way to seated slowly. You are welcome to stay in Shavasana for as long as you want. So if you want, stay as you are. And once you're seated, let your hands rest on your thighs. Allow your eyes to be soft or closed for just a moment longer. Using this last moment to tap into how you feel. How your practice landed on you today. And if you set an intention, coming full circle there now. Together, inhale, draw your hands into your heart. Exhale, bow your mind to your heart. With an inhale, rise, allow your eyes to open gently. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for your practice. Namaste.